Hey guys, so today I'm building the high school in Copperdale. Now I do have a confession to make. I've had this pack since it came out and I've never played with a teen in high school ever. But in my defense, I don't usually play with Sims like gameplay. I usually just use it for building and stuff. I like that more. Because gameplay is stressful and you have to be in a very peaceful state of mind to handle that, okay? But this time I'm being strong and I have this little family that I'm hoping to make a legacy out of it, and I'm very excited. And this high school is because their eldest son just turned into a teen and now he needs to go to high school. And the EA build one was looking a little funky, so we had to revamp, and make it exciting for my little sim to come here. And this family, let me tell you a little bit about them. So the parents, their names couldn't tell you. Gun to my head is gone out of my head, but they're very sweet. They're a sweet couple, okay? And the family, okay, to be honest, they are a little basic. There's nothing so exciting about them, but I'm hoping that with each generation we can make it more fun, we can make it more fresh. Now, the kids, okay, I need to preface with that when I started this family, I had just finished reading this specific book series, okay, and maybe I wasn't feeling very creative, so the children are named after those book characters. And if you know, you know. So the eldest son, Zayden, guys, stop! Don't make fun of the parents. They were young when they had him. So Zayden, he's like a very basic dude. I gave him the teen aspiration, the popular one, and he plays the sports and stuff. So he's gonna be one of those guys. But he's a very nice guy. But I don't think he's gonna be my heir. I just wanted to have him so I could live the life I never had, vicariously through him in this beautiful high school we're building right now. Anyways. And then there are twins, a set of twin girls, and their names are Lina and Lena. Now, I know it sounds very much like those musically twins, but they are not. They're not them. They're not inspired by them. No, their names, what did I say? Their names are Leah and Lena. Anyways, but let me explain. There is a little bit of a background about these twins, to be honest. And I have to confess something that I didn't know it was twins. I thought because I never play with gameplay. I only play with like random families. So I wasn't expecting there to be twins. So, it said, okay, it's a girl. And I said, oh, Leah is a nice name. Okay. Then it said it's a girl again. Lena, fine. So they can be matching. Then, plot twist, it said it's a boy. So the twins were actually triplets in the beginning. And we named him Liam to keep in theme with the book. Now, I've had the triplets and the eldest son who was like a toddler at the time. We had them for a few days, but I just couldn't do it, okay? I'm not the strongest soldier. I just I couldn't take it. I was losing my mind. So, unfortunately, we had to had a sacrifice, and Liam was the chosen one. So we Boop deleted Liam. Now, don't worry about it. I know it's terrible, but the family didn't suffer. They didn't even know he existed. And later on, I did redeem myself because I let them get pregnant way later when the kids were already grown and it was easier. So they had a fourth daughter, and her name is Violet, to keep in team yet again. And now she is a toddler. So I know it was a terrible, terrible action, but I redeemed myself, and they're back to being a happy family of six, okay? So it's fine. It's fine. We don't have to worry about it. They don't even know. It's like Liam never existed, okay? Anyways, let me tell you a little bit about this family more. So the parents, unnamed parents, the mom has the civil career. I can't, I don't know the name by heart, but the one that comes with equal lifestyle, that one. But she already mastered the career, so they're making her a bank. She's the breadwinner, okay? Yes, women in STEM. That's what we want. And then the dad, like he's like this sweet guy. He's a writer. He hasn't mastered the the career yet, but he completed the best-selling author aspiration, and now he has the parenthood aspiration. Yes. So, and I know very boring, but this was like the first family. I wanted them to be sweet. The next ones, they'll have some spice to it. They'll be more exciting. And then the son, boring, little sports guy. Now the twins, what the Leah one, she's like a loner, artsy girl. We like that. I was thinking about making her the heir, but we don't know yet. Then the other twin, she's like a social butterfly, but she's a little mean. And she's a little snobby. And then the daughter, who knows, right? She's like a background character. Not to be mean to poor Violet, but I it was more out of guilt that she was created, to be honest. Okay, so let's go back to the build here. Right now, we're building the bathroom. Now, obviously, this school is definitely supposed to be more American with, the yellow school bus in the front and the football field in the back. But I'm not sure if the exterior is very American, to be honest, but I liked it. It was actually, I used a reference photo to build it from, and then I added, some flavor, some spice. But no, actually, me personally, I did go to an American high school, but it was in California, so it's like very different than most states. I feel like maybe a little bit like Florida because it's very like an outdoor school. Like a lot of the for example, the cafeteria, it was like outside, like in picnic tables. I don't know if it's because it doesn't rain there a lot, but for sure, like the 10 days out of the year that it does rain, you're gonna go home dripping wet. So I don't know if it was the best choice or not. Why just don't make it with a little roof? They in the end they did ended up making it like a indoors cafeteria, but unfortunately it was when I was graduating, so I never had that movie experience of like going in the cafeteria and like with your little tray. I never had that experience. So maybe this cafeteria that I'm just making here, maybe. Ah, did you hear that? It was my watch. It told me the time. Anyways, that's not important. Um, and what was I saying? Now I lost my place here. Thank you so much. Yeah, so the exterior, I don't know. You tell me. Is it American? We don't know. Some stuff about the inside, yeah, maybe a little bit. Like I did make like a little locker room in the side. I didn't get to that part yet. But it's like it's that part was inspired by my actual high school because we had like a little locker room to change and stuff after like PE class. It has like little showers and stuff. In my high school, we didn't have showers. I don't know if like these days like that's very normal, It does sound like it breaks a few rules. I don't know if in the movies they do have those. They do have the showers, but in my real school, no, we did not have showers. That's whack. But anyways, in the end, this build did end up taking um about 6 hours of my life, to be honest. No, 5 hours and 40 minutes. But that's almost that. I wasn't expecting it to take this long, but I don't know. I just take it very seriously. I want it to be perfect. I don't know what that's about, but I don't want to have stuff that I don't like about it. I don't know. There were some things that it wasn't my favorite. Like no, I'm not gonna point it out because then you're gonna start saying it's ugly. It's not. It's cute. And look how cute. Each classroom has a different color wall. Aw, you're gonna say it's not cute. No, it's perfect. Don't say it's not cute. If you don't think it's cute, don't tell me. I don't want to know. I want to live in peace and pleased with my work. So don't, please, please don't tell me. Okay, I will get hurt very easily if you do say this to me. So don't tell me I don't want to know. And oh, another cute thing. I thought it was the cutest was this little um classroom that I made for cooking. I don't know if it's actually useful. Maybe the Sims in their spare time during like school hours, they can you like build their skills and stuff. And then I made this cooking area. Now this was definitely inspired by my school. I did take culinary class, yes. And we had like a kitchen that was like similar to this one. Obviously like less colorful, but it was like this. There were like a bunch of ovens and stuff or stoves, and it was so cute. So maybe they can use this to build their culinary school. I don't know. But I just wanted to add it because I thought it was cute. And obviously, oh, since the Sims can only, when they go to the school, they only actually need two classrooms, we had to use up this space somehow. Now, I did give them three classrooms because it was cute. One of them is a math classroom vibe, the other one is science, biology, and then the third one is like history. It's on the top floor. And on the bottom floor, I added this culinary classroom. Then you're gonna see later, an arts classroom, more like a STEM classroom with like computers and um, chess table. And what else? Oh, the locker room is also down here, and then the library is upstairs. And now we're making the what is it called? The principal's room. I don't know. I thought it was so cute, this room. I don't know, I was very proud of this one. Okay. And thankfully, I've never been to the principal room. Maybe I think that's probably a good thing, to be honest. So I don't know. This colors, this like very bright colors, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that show, Sex Education. I don't know if you watched it. I think it's like supposed to be British, like the interior of the school, but it was like very colorful, very vibrant colors. It's supposed to be like more back in the day when like vibrant colors were like more a thing, I think. But I don't know, I thought it was so cute, and so I wanted to make everything very colorful. And I don't know, in the end, this school did remind me a little bit of the school from that show. So I don't know, it was definitely a point of inspiration here. Oh, now this parking lot's in the back that you paint them, that like the parking spots are painted. This is, I don't know if it's just an American thing, but I used to see it all the time. In my school, we never did that because we didn't have like a specific parking spot, and there were like too many cars for like the spots that they had. They didn't have enough spots for everyone, so some people had to park like on the street far away. Because, they're like you have to have a car. It's not walkable city, You can't, well, only if you live very nearby, but even if you like live quote unquote nearby, like it's impossible to walk. So there were not enough parking spots. I remember this. So some people got to school like 30 minutes earlier just to get the parking spot like closest to the door. Me being me, I was usually mostly late. So I usually got like very horrible parking spots like on the side of like the street, or I had to park like far away. Sometimes, to be honest, when I was like close to graduating, I have to confess, uh, like if I got to school and there were no parking spots, I would take it as a sign to just go back home. I know it's not very great, but it's like 7 in the morning, you're already tired, and you get there and you have to worry about parking. No, thank you. I was like, no, this is the universe is sending me signs to just turn my ass right back around and go back home. So. Oh, and this is the locker room I was telling you about. It has the little showers. Yeah, it's a little weird, but I don't know. In The Sims, who cares? And there's more bathrooms down here too. I thought it was so cute. I was very proud of this idea. Maybe you don't like it, but I don't want to know, like I said. Anyways, so and then what was I talking about the parking spots? I was talking about that because, like, in the background of the build, like the lot, there's like the painted parking spots. Oh, the whole point I started this whole chat was because the parking spots were painted. And I know it's like a real thing that they do, but in my school, we never did that. So I don't know. It would have been cute if we did that, but nobody had their own parking spot, and there weren't enough parking spots for everybody. So that's the thing. Anyways, oh, now we're getting to the art classroom. I was very proud of this one too. This one, I also took a little inspiration of my art classroom. I did art like just in the first year, so it's been a while. I don't remember very well. But the classroom was definitely like very full of stuff on the walls. It was like the more messy classroom. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to put like a lot of stuff on the walls and I don't know, make it seem bright and colorful. And then I did use some of the crafts from what is it? Oh, seasons. I think this is the only thing I use seasons for in this build. Maybe it was a waste, but it did look very cute. I wanted to look like the kids like made the crafts themselves, you know? So that's why I used those crafts. And you're gonna see later, but it looks very cute. And I also put I don't know if the teenagers can use it, maybe. I put like the handiness skill table. I don't know what it's called. Don't ask me. I don't know. But you know, the wood tables with the saw and stuff. In my school, we did have a class that was like woodworking class. I did not take that class. Like when you're about to graduate, you can pick if you want to do, for example, like woodworking or culinary. I picked culinary. But there was woodworking, so I did add those tables, even if they can't use them maybe. But I don't know, right? It was cute. And then the crafts on the windows, like kind of like curtains. You're gonna say it's not cute. Tell me it's not cute. Now, the bottom floor, there's like I don't know if you can see here, but there's like this space which is like under the stairs. And honestly, like just put yourself in my shoes, okay? Imagine like building this for like 6,000 hours and then you have this big space in the back and you don't know what to do with it. So I just didn't use it. I didn't do anything about it. And that's okay. But there was a little bit of an extra place too behind the stairs, and then with that I kind of did like like a storage like room for the food. And then we're studying the library. I know it's a little weird at first. I did the bottom, like some stuff on the top floor, then some stuff on the bottom floor. But I kind of just like worked in whatever room I felt more inspired to do because otherwise I would start banging my head against the wall making this build, to be honest. Because I don't know, I was excited. I did it all in one day, one sitting. Many cans of Diet Coke. Not Diet Coke because they don't have Diet Coke where I live, but Coke Zero were used in the making of this build. Give me energy and patience and but in the end I was very proud of the final result. And this library, I know it has like a weird like long skinny shape, but it was fine. There are other like bookshelves around the school, so it's not a big deal. And I put a little table. I was thinking like the librarian would sit there. I know they probably don't have a librarian, but it was uh it was a vibe. Oh, and then the little like spaces in the main corridor that it's supposed to be like the towers from outside. I was just gonna like cover them, but then I had this cute idea of like making it like a little sitting room. Not a sitting room, but like with like cozy little chairs for the Sims to sit and like read maybe. More private. I remember my school did have this. Like they wanted to make cozy areas for us. And then I don't know, they can chat here or they can read. This was more like a middle school thing. I did middle school in the US too. So in high school, it's so weird because my high school didn't even have a proper library. It was just like the main area of like the entrance of the school. They had a few books, but we didn't have a lot of books. That's weird, huh? I don't know. I feel like library is supposed to be the main spot of the school. I don't know what they were doing about this. But anyways, and then now I think this is the last room that I worked on before going outside, and it's the STEM room I told you about. And it's like in connection to the principal's office. But it's gonna be like little computers and the chess table here. The chess table is definitely useful for the logic skill. I think that's good. The computers, I don't know if this happens, but I don't think they can like take the laptop. I think they, like put it in their inventory because there's a lot of stuff that I put and then it's gone and it's like they took it. Greedy little Sims, huh? Yeah, they just take my stuff sometimes, but I don't think the laptop they can do it. Anyways, now. We're finishing this up. Oh, another thing. In the end, it was more just to fill up space because they probably won't use it, or maybe they do. I don't know. Who am I to know? I told you I never played with the high school before, but I made like a little staff room. And then I added like some like little places for them to like cook food and sit down and like their own lockers and like a couch. I thought it was so cute. Like in the end, like now that I'm making these random rooms, it was really just to like fill up space. But it ended up looking like a not real, but like based on real life school because they definitely have the staff room in a real school and it was cute. I put a couch, they can relax. I don't know. I'm curious to see how it works. Maybe it's boring. Maybe it's like the careers from the Get to Work packs that it's like you go to the career all excited to be a doctor, and in the end, what is that? It's a bunch of tests that you have to do. It's not very exciting. For sure, the high school is like this too. I know. I don't have high expectations, but at least let's have our expectations failed in a cute environment, right? That's what I always say. So, yes, this is why we have this cute room. Oh, and also, just in case you want to know, I'm gonna put somewhere what's my gallery name because I do have some cute builds, but sometimes I don't know, I don't think ahead clearly. I'm missing something in that part. But sometimes I make like a very cute build, but then I don't think about what way the lot is facing, and then on the gallery, it looks sideways and then it looks a little weird looking. But if you like look at the other pictures of the build, it's a very cute build. But I did have to change. I've been building for what, 11 years on this game. But I had to like change the computer that I use my Sims on, and then I don't know why, but my stuff didn't come. Like the stuff that I made for years didn't come with like it was like I had a whole new game. Like I still have all the packs and stuff, but um I didn't have the builds that I had. So I had to like restart. So my library, why I keep saying library? My gallery is a little empty, but I'll put it here somewhere so in case you want to see it. My builds are cute. If you think this build is cute, this is like kind of like the vibe that most of my, not the vibe, not obviously each build is different, but my taste, I would say, not not to say bad stuff, but sometimes like some creators I watch, they make like a very cute exterior, but then their decorating style is not really my vibe. Maybe this is how you feel about my build. Maybe you don't like the exterior, but you like the interior. But this is what I like too. Then you can download it on the gallery and then you can change it to your taste, and that's always nice. And yeah, I don't know how many builds I have on my gallery, maybe like five or six, but I had to like start completely new last year. And I didn't make a lot of builds. Usually, the builds that I put on the gallery, I don't put every build I make on the like gallery, but like the bigger ones I do put. And I'm gonna put this one if you want. If you don't want, then not my business, huh? So yeah. Oh, finally, we got to the exterior here. I had a basketball court that is city living. I just realized that, but it's fine. If you don't want a basketball court, do something else. Maybe a pool. Oh, that's crazy. A pool. I didn't have a pool in my school. Some schools do have a pool. Oh, actually, oh my gosh, let me tell you this one story about my school. That there was this whole rumor that there was a pool at the top of the gym, but there was never a pool on the top of the gym. I don't know why they started this rumor. Is it? It's not even that fun, but they were like, I don't know, they would tell like the freshmen and stuff, oh, there used to be or there is, but it's closed, like a pool on top of the gym, like the gymnasium, but there was never a pool. But on the sex education show, they did have a pool, I think. Or not, maybe it was a different show. But maybe if you don't have the city living, you can put a pool in there. And then I also added like a uh little gardening stuff, all the stuff, like all the extra space, since they only actually need like two classrooms, all the extra space was really just to fill up. But now we're getting to the end and I'll show you what it looks like. I'll give you a little tour. Thank you. Hey, so I'm back with the final results. This is the front, and this is the little sim from the family I told you about earlier. And now let's take a look inside. So this is the entrance. There is the library in the corner, and then in front the history classroom, the little reading nook I was raving about earlier, the bathrooms, and then when we go to the other side, more bathrooms, another reading nook, and two more classrooms, the maths classroom and the science classroom. On the side of the building there's some painting stuff from city living, and definitely my favorite discovery was this little skeleton from Get Work. I didn't know it existed, and it's so cute. And then when we go downstairs, there's the eating area, the teacher's lounge, the culinary room. All the rooms down here are the skill building rooms. There's the arts, the chess, and over there in the back we have the what is the name? Principal's lounge or principal? I don't know. Principal office, and the locker room. And then when we go outside, definitely the back from outside is not as pretty as the front, but that's okay. Then we have basketball court, picnic tables, and the gardening area. And then at the end of the build, I was getting too tired and I just put the trees on the side. But it looks nice still. And that's it. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed. Bye. Hi guys, I'm sorry. I was just testing which song to put at the end of this. And this one is one of the options, and I thought it was the funniest one. I don't know, it's like so aggressive and like hardcore for no reason, but we also have other options. Look at this one. What do you think about this? Now, I know this is the complete opposite of the other one, but which vibes are we liking more here? Let me know, and I'll pick which one of the two to put in the next video.